This is an FIU Composer 2.0 help video. The general topic is pieces, and this specific video is on the Pieces Manager. So we'll go into Composer here. Now, you can access the Pieces Manager by hitting the P key or just clicking on the Pieces button in the upper right-hand corner, which gets you into the Manager. Now, this particular scene, I already have 5 pieces in here, just listing from the top to bottom. I have one called Walls, one called Person, one called Headlight, one called Camera Head, and one called Cube. You can select them and deselect them as you wish in the menu. You can use the Select All button and the Deselect All button, as you'd expect with most managers in Composer. And similarly, across the bottom are the options that are relevant to managing pieces within this manager. We have an Add button for adding pieces to the scene. We have a Rename button for renaming pieces. We have a Duplicate button for duplicating pieces. And we have a Delete button for deleting them. So I'm going to start just by grabbing the cube and deleting it. And it's gone. It's really that simple. It just is an example. Now, actually, at this point, I'm going to add it back, and I'm going to hit the Add button. And what I get here is a selection for Select New Piece Type. And we have different types of pieces that do different things in Composer. We have, listing from top to bottom, the cube piece, the person piece, the camera head piece, the headlight piece, the horizon piece, the natural lighting piece, and the inverse cube piece. In this case, I'm just going to replace the cube piece that I just deleted. Subsequent videos will get more into detail on each of these piece types and what you can do with them. For now, I just want you to focus on how you manage them, which in this case, we're just going to create a new one of type cube piece. So we'll tap it, and it asks me for a name. I'll leave the default, which is cube piece, hit enter. And it adds it at the bottom here, and it's worth noting that all pieces within scenes have an underscore and a number at the end, just to sort of head off the possibility that you would create a singleton, which is usually a bad practice for this kind of scene management. If you only intend to have one person, it's still better that the first person be called person 1, just in case at some point in the future you decide to add a second person. It's just always the case. Even if it's a specific character name, if it's, Jim, it still makes sense to keep Jim 1 as the Jim you have in the scene, just in case for some strange reason you end up creating a second version of Jim, and it kind of always happens. It's never a good idea to leave singleton instances without numbers on the end. So Composer handles that for you. I'm going to take the cube piece and I'm going to rename it, because it's not just a cube, I have a purpose for it. I'm going to rename it to Pedestal, because what I want to do is use a cube to just represent a pedestal in this scene. You can see it renames it and it calls it Pedestal 1. I'm also now going to take my person and duplicate him, because I actually mean to have 2 people in the scene. So I just hit the Duplicate button, and at the bottom of the list I get a new person. I get person 2, so I have 2 people, person 1 and person 2. Okay? That's pretty much it as far as the Pieces Manager goes. Again, other videos will get into details about what you do with pieces and what the different types are. But just for a general overview of how you get them in the scene and how you work with them, rename, delete them, that's about all there is to it.